Hello, scholars, and welcome back. It's crunch time. It's week 7 of POL 452, Organizational Theory and Design. Well, I hope that we all had a good weekend, and for all of you fathers out there, I hope that you had an enjoyable Father's Day. We have 2 more weeks of this course, and we know that with all of our courses here in OPS, this is crunch time because week 7 is always abbreviated. So we're going to talk through week 7. We're going to talk about what we need to get through this week, our objectives of this week, and then we are going to finish this video with going over our deadlines to ensure that we're all on the same page when it comes to week 7. But here in week 8, excuse me. But here in week 7, let's start with our reading. In the Jones text, we're going to be tackling chapters 12, 13, and 14. In chapter 12, we're going to discuss the decision making, learning, knowledge management, and information technology. Those tools that you have at your disposal to help organizational theory and design. In chapter 13, we're going to talk about innovation and entrepreneurship and creativity. So that might be a unique word for you, entrepreneurship. Kind of instead of entrepreneurship, that internal ability of making change and innovation from within our organization. And then finally in chapter 14, which is going to be a one that we can all relate to, hopefully, and learn from, it's going to be management conflict, power, and politics. This being a public admin class, we realize that the art of managing conflict, of balancing power, and integrating politics is going to be a key and a necessity for anybody to be successful in this arena. So I think it'll be a good chapter for us to finish off this week. So here we go with our module objectives. You're going to find that they are very similar to some of the module objectives we've already went over. So take a moment to read through those. And then we have our written assignment for this week. And for our written assignment, we're once again going to tackle a case study. This case study is going to be about a familiar topic that I believe many of you will know something about, and it's the Walt Disney and the Disney Corporation, and then politics specifically at Walt Disney, which is going to be interesting because we always think of politics as a political concept and maybe in a government setting, but here we have one of the largest, most dynamic corporations in the world, and it'll be interesting to talk about and discuss this case study on the politics at Walt Disney. So once again, 2 pages, APA format that answer the 2 discussion questions. And when I ask for 2 pages, I expect 2 pages. To me, once again, the logic behind why I put the numbers with my assignments is that I feel that it's going to take you 2 solid pages in order to answer those questions at an academic level that you should be writing at. So 2 full pages that answer the 2 discussion questions found at the end of the case study. And then there's a grading rubric there, 70% on your style and completeness of answers and 30% on formatting, spelling, and grammar. That's a 40 point, and that is going to be due Sunday, 11:59. And I'll attach a due date to that, so you'll see that on that assignment as well. There is a very short video this week. It comes from the Stanford Business Journal, and what it is just a real quick video. I don't think it's more than a minute, 40 seconds, I think is all. And it is talking about 6 ways people gain power within a group. And it's going to go through rewards, power through information, power through legitimacy, power through rapport. There's a couple others that are added in there. And what I want you to do is kind of digest this, these 6 sources of power, digest, contemplate, maybe related to your work environment. You might ask yourself a question: how does someone in my organization get power? Is it because of a title? Is it because they promote and there's this organizational structure? Is it because their skills and ability? Is it about the amount of money or revenue that they generate for the corporation? Or is it some sort of internal or external factor? And I want you to kind of digest that because that's going to relate to our discussion board this week. And for our discussion board this week, we ask that you watch the video and then read it, and especially we're going to focus on chapter 14 in your text on managing conflict, power, and politics. And I'm asking you to share an example, real life or fiction, where an organization can use processes and structure to maintain a power balance. or share an example, real life or fiction, where an organization uses process and structure to create an imbalance of power. We have a original post of 300 words. Comment on students' posts. The comments should be at least 150 words each. Your original post is worth 15, and your comments are 5 points apiece. Uh, we're doing very well at this. By this point of the class, I'm getting some very good dialogue and interaction. Great original post, and then very good dialogue and interaction on your comments. But that's what I'm asking you this week. Where does your organization or an organization that you've heard of, how do they use power to maintain balance or to create imbalance? As you know, as an example, I think I've told you that I work for the fire department, and we have a very clear and distinguished hierarchy of positions. We actually have it so clear that every person in our organization has one boss and not more than one boss. So you typically, in this situation, you answer to one individual. If you have a problem, if concern, you go to one individual, you take orders from one individual, you report to one individual. So we have designed a balance of power, or a balance through structure, that people are given titles. They, because of those titles, power is given to them with that title, and that title will then create a structure. Now, what they do with that power, and if that system works, is often up to interpretation and often up to the individual that's given that power. Because power is given to them, it is up to them to see what they can do with the power. And that power is only going to be able to take them so far within the organization, and so far within their internal within their internal groups. So I'm looking forward to your feedback, your information on this discussion board. I think it's one of the better ones because you can actually bring a lot of your examples to this. So that is week 7 in a nutshell. Let's transition now to week 8. So for week 8, we have some dates. And I'm just going to put this in closing, and I'm going to follow up with a couple of announcements. I'm going to paste it all over Blackboard here so there's no confusion. I've moved the critical date up. I've given you 2 extra days on the critical date. That's going to be due on day 3 of week 8. That's Wednesday. You have a reflection exercise that's due on Thursday, day 4. And you have the final test that's due on Friday, day 5. Also, your evaluations for this class, 5 extra credit points, are also due on Friday. So keep in mind, critical assignment Wednesday, reflection Thursday, test Friday. I'm going to send an additional announcement to that so you don't have to frantically try to write that down. I'll post it on every site, but just keep in mind, you have the remainder of this week and only a few days of next week to get through quite a bit of work. 2 deliverables this week, 3 deliverables next week, a major critical assignment, a major final exam, some big points. Be diligent. Keep doing as well as you've done. I want to see everybody to be successful in this course, to learn from this course, to take away from this course. I'll keep you in my thoughts and prayers. Let's have a successful week 7. Any concerns, comments, questions, get a hold of me right away. So let's just say bye for now, and I look forward to talking to you soon.